Everyone thinks that Apple has already lost the AI race. Within the media, they've been criticized heavily for falling behind their competitors like Microsoft, Google, Meta, and now even X when it comes to AI. But what just happened with DeepSeek's latest breakthrough proves Apple might have pulled off one of the most brilliant strategic moves that we've seen in tech for a long time. And the best part is that if I'm right about this, then Apple's win is also our win as individual contributors within the AI industry. But let me read off my notes here for this video because I'm going to explain why this single breakthrough changes everything about the future of AI and creates unprecedented opportunities for entrepreneurs and innovators like yourself and I. Firstly, you need to imagine the current AI landscape like Formula One. There are different teams like Ferrari and Red Bull at the top of their game, or OpenAI and Anthropic, competing to build the fastest models. Until now, the paddock was entirely dominated by teams like Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, who are the OpenAIs, the Anthropics, and the Googles, right, who operated with massive budgets, state-of-the-art facilities, and hundreds of engineers in a tight-knit community who would be genuinely crucified for sharing team secrets with others. Then we have DeepSeek show up. They're this new team operating out of a home garage that, despite having only 5 to 6% of the same resources, were able to build a car that's matching and even exceeding in a lot of areas the pace of the top teams. And just as an F1 car with a budget so small would need to make insane cuts on engine components that were previously thought as mandatory requirements for an engine to run, DeepSeek is creating an incredibly efficient architecture that delivers top performance with 21% of the total components of other teams, otherwise known as parameters when we're talking about large language model technicals. And to continue down this thought process with architecture this efficient, it means that this new team is using far less fuel per lap. While top teams burn through $15 to $60 worth of fuel per race, which can also be cost per million tokens, DeepSeek only uses $8 worth. And the most revolutionary part is that instead of keeping their designs secret, like Ferrari's famous protective measures and even more recently, OpenAI's more questionable protective measures, which is just fucked up, by the way, DeepSeek has published their complete technical blueprints. It's as if they've shared all of their detailed engineering and design files for their entire car, which is now allowing smaller, more agile teams and even manufacturers or individuals like us, in this case, to build competitive machines without needing a big team's budget at all. This now transitions AI from an exclusive race between well-funded factory teams into something more like a community fun run with the added competition of the open market, where smaller organizations or individuals can compete effectively with the big players. But if we're taking a step back for a second, how does any of this relate to what Apple is doing? In order to grasp their entire strategy, or my theory of their strategy, we need to understand Apple's thesis and arguably Steve Jobs' playbook, which is a good artist copy and great artist steal. They're not inventors, they are perfecters. The iPhone wasn't the first smartphone, the iPad wasn't the first tablet, the Mac wasn't the first personal computer. Instead, Apple's genius lies in waiting for technologies to mature, then transforming them into magical experiences that just work. This particular strategy is built on a fundamental truth that's played out countless times in tech history. Every groundbreaking technology eventually becomes a commodity. My parents and grandparents saw it with microprocessors in the 80s. Once cost millions became affordable enough for home computers. We saw it with cloud computing in the 2000s when enterprise-only infrastructure became accessible for all startups, and now we're seeing it with AI at the individual level. And while everyone else criticized Apple for falling behind in the AI race, my prediction is that, quite frankly, they were executing a completely different strategy entirely. Instead of joining the expensive arms race to build massive AI models and factories, they were methodically laying the groundwork for what comes next. They've been continuing to do what they were already doing, which is create powerful chips that can then one day host and run AI locally. And it also wouldn't be surprising to me if they've also been meticulously designing the interfaces that we will use to interact with the AI on their devices. But most crucial to this point is that they've already gotten the market trust for when it comes to privacy-first infrastructure that will let users trust AI on their devices. This is where DeepSeek's breakthrough becomes so significant. When these highly efficient models can run directly on our devices that are sitting in our pocket and on our desks, who has billions of devices already in people's back pockets? And most importantly, who has consistently proven they can turn complex technology into experiences that feel incredibly intuitive. And that's why Apple's signs, for me at least, wasn't a sign of them falling behind. It was just the quiet confidence of a company that knew exactly what they were waiting for. They weren't losing the AI race, they were just preparing to change the entire game. Just as they did with personal computing, just as they did with mobile phones and touchscreen devices, Apple wasn't focused on being first. They were focused on being right. But here's where it gets truly exciting, because it's not just about Apple. What DeepSeek has done is democratize AI in a way that creates two parallel futures. Apple will pave the way forward for other consumer tech companies to create unified, seamless experiences within their own ecosystem, and an entire universe of specialized AI solutions built by entrepreneurs like us for specific needs and niches that these more general ecosystems won't address. Think about it like this: Apple will create the iPhone of AI, a beautiful integrated experience that works perfectly for everyday users. But just like the App Store created a gold rush for developers to build specialized applications within Apple's ecosystem, DeepSeek's breakthrough, especially in the cost reduction to run these models, opens the door for entrepreneurs to build specialized AI agents that solve specific problems in ways that Apple never will be able to. This isn't just making AI cheaper, it's fundamentally changing who can create and deploy AI solutions. For the first time in history, individual innovators can build AI experiences that rival what tech giants can offer. Whether it's a specialized agent for an existing business like a medical practice that already has an impact in this world and a market, or whether it's a custom solution solving your own unique desires and interests, such as taking a photo of your food and having the AI analyze and track the calories for you. The possibilities are essentially limitless. This creates two clear paths forward. You can either build specialized AI solutions for businesses who have the budget ready to deploy and specific problems to solve, or you can create consumer applications that address unmet needs at scale. Both paths are valid, both paths are potentially lucrative, and thanks to DeepSeek's breakthrough, both are now truly accessible to individual creators. Think of it this way: while Apple will build the equivalent of iOS for AI, entrepreneurs like us with our feet on the ground will build the thousands of specialized applications that make that ecosystem truly what it is. Just as apps transform the iPhone from a great product into an indispensable one, specialized AI agents will transform the broader AI landscape from a set of powerful tools into an ecosystem of targeted solutions that anyone can dip into at any time. The power truly is in your own hands. You don't need a massive team or millions in infrastructure. What you need is the vision to identify specific problems that need solving and the ability to leverage these newly accessible tools to create solutions that deliver real value. Whether it's building specialized agents for business workflows, creating AI-powered tools for creative professionals, or developing personal AI assistants for specific industries, the opportunity is here and it's unprecedented. And this brings me to my own position in the new landscape. While everyone seems to be rushing to build and invest in consumer AI applications based on a whim for what they feel in their heart will make them $1 million software exit, I'm focusing first on helping businesses implement AI solutions, and there is a method to this approach. Initially, I was quite drawn to the consumer space, thinking that it would let me impact more lives directly, but I realized something crucial, which was that businesses right now are not just ready for AI implementation, they're actively seeking it, while consumers are still kind of unsure of what they exactly want from this technology. And to quote the man once more, Steve Jobs said, and I quote, "People don't know what they want until you show it to them. That's why I never rely on market research. Our task is to read things that are not yet on the page." And the level of insight that is needed to be able to intuit a creation that people will use without knowing they wanted it in the first place, at my current career stage, it's just simply not possible. Which is why I'm using the current 72% and expanding number of businesses that are actively trying to figure out their own AI strategy, as I've seen claims from companies like Microsoft that for every dollar spent on AI in an industry like the healthcare sector returns $3.20. That's why working with businesses first, I get to do three things simultaneously. First, I generate immediate cash flow, therefore increasing my own quality of life to fund and solve my own problems. Second, I gained deep and invaluable practical experience implementing AI solutions across different scenarios. And third, this is one of the most crucial parts. I get to learn exactly what problems businesses and their customers are facing, which will allow me, for any product I might build in the future, to intuit and put into the hands of a consumer something that they never knew they wanted. But for the short term, it's not just about building my experience and intuition. What excites me most about this approach is that I can be selective with the businesses that I will work with, because I'm specifically targeting companies that already have proven product market fit and are bringing genuine value to their customers. Essentially, every business that I help become more efficient and effective is serving hundreds or thousands of customers. So while yes, I might be working with fewer direct clients than if I had a consumer product and went straight into that market, the ripple effects of these implementations for businesses right now could actually touch way more lives in the long run. And all of this is just the beginning. As these AI technologies become more accessible and more efficient as they already have, the opportunities will only grow. Whether you're an entrepreneur looking to implement these AI solutions for your own problems or for businesses, I'd be fascinated to hear what you think of all of my predictions and all of my thoughts in this video in the comments. And if you want to stay ahead of these technological shifts and learn exactly how I'm implementing AI solutions for businesses, make sure to subscribe to my newsletter. In there every single week, I share detailed insights about AI implementation strategies, case studies from my own experience, and opportunities that I'm seeing across the whole market. Quite frankly, the future of AI isn't just about the tech giants anymore. It's about people like you and me building real solutions that provide real value. I'll see you on the next one.